Welcome to another episode of Husbands Watching Housewives. I'm Scott.
And I'm Jeff.
And we just watched an episode of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Sure did.
Yes. We also watched an episode of Traitors, but we're not here to talk about that.
And no spoilers.
No spoilers, but...
So hard. Screamed out loud.
Yeah, he was
like a crazy person. Yeah.
Yes. If he had pearls to clutch, they'd been clutched.
Oh.
So, thank you for finding us. Thank you for joining us on our wonderful podcast. We are two husbands, each other's husbands, and we watch The Real Housewives, and we talk about it. So please like, subscribe, leave us a review. Tell us whether you like my voice or you hate it. He's got a great voice. I feel like I have a horrible...
I don't feel like I have a good voice. I don't like my voice.
I feel like I'm one of the people that they were like... I was always called nasally growing up. I still am pretty nasally. I also wonder if nasally was a backhanded way of saying you're gay. So nasally. So I've always been very self-conscious about my voice. You have a nice deep voice. How can you...
I didn't realize how deep it was until we started doing this. But I just know, I think it goes... It's a little gay. Yeah. It's, we saw that documentary, Do I Sound Gay?
Do I Sound Gay?
All the time.
I don't think you...
Anytime I hear my voice, I'm like, that's homosexual.
I do know that I sound insanely, and I'm going to put air quotes, gay, because I don't, it's not a good thing to prescribe.
I don't think you sound, I think I sound gay.
When I get excited about something, and it took my friend Thomas to point it out when we go on cinema tour stuff. No, but I'd be like, ooh, movie theater, and I'd get really animated.
Yeah,
so,
but coming from that source.
Yeah, I get it.
Grain of salt.
Yeah.
But no, I feel like you sound way butcher than me.
You're ridiculous.
Yeah.
We're both ridiculous. We're both gay and we sound the way we sound.
Also, yeah, it's like we're both gay.
Yeah, I was like...
Well, that was the idea of that documentary. If you haven't seen it, I think it is, Do I Sound Gay? It's just, it really breaks down how we get in our heads about how we're perceived. And, a voice can be a big tell for a gay person. Mm-hmm. And it's the idea of like, why am I covering this up? This is who I am. And some people are totally proud about it, and they're like, whatever. And others are not, and they try to really butch it up and until they get excited about something and then they squeal.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's interesting.
Well, I think it's, we did not mean to depart on this for so long, but yeah. I think it's one of the first things that we learn to hide about ourselves. That, we sound too feminine, we sound too this, too that.
Yeah, certain words you don't want to say, yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, it's something that it's easy to get into your head about.
Yes,
but
sure.
When we're watching The Real Housewives, how much gayer can you get?
Come on. It's pretty gay.
We haven't told the story in a little while, but at BravoCon this last trip around, we were wearing our Husbands Watching Housewives t-shirts, and the ladies we were in line with were like, oh, well, are you here with your wives? Like, where are they? And we're like, oh, no, honey, we're each other's husbands. So that's actually now why when we give the little intro on the show, we say we are each other's husbands.
It could be that show where it's two guys who are like, oh, my wife got in Housewives and let's discuss it. And that's another show.
Nope, not us. It's not us.
That's not us.
So
you're on the wrong channel.
Yeah. But Beverly Hills tonight. Was it to be continued?
It picked up really hot with the continuation. Sometimes it can be a nothing burger. This was not such a case.
Yeah.
Everyone got, popcorn, you're it. Now, popcorn, it's your turn to have Dorit be mad at you. Mm-hmm. And then here's Rachel crying in the corner.
I just love that Jennifer Tilly was like, I can't hear what's going on, and just picks up her chair and goes to the other end of the table.
You're in Beverly Hills. We're in Calabasas.
Yeah.
So yeah, it basically starts with Amanda and Dorit going back and forth about accosted, which I thought would be the biggest thing. And the fact that it evolved to
even bigger
and Kyle was great. But yeah, what it comes down to, following the through line of Amanda and Dorit, Amanda didn't expect to have that reaction. She wasn't prepared for it. She was in a bad place. Dorit persisted. I think, really someone used to say something about Dorit persisting. I know Amanda kind of brought her back in and kept going, but after Dorit should have just stopped it, as we said last week, and said, not the right time. We'll get into this later when you're in a better headspace. But she didn't. Mm-hmm. So when Amanda brought that up, there was no "I am sorry" from Dorit. It was just well, da 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 da. And it's no, you're still doing it. You can be mad at her, but also you can acknowledge that was shitty timing. And yes, you didn't know, but when you knew, you kept going. Mm-hmm. So just acknowledge that and hear that, Dorit.
And even when you came out to apologize, you still brought up the fact that I was bringing it on myself. Like, it's really odd.
You kept it going, Amanda.
Yeah. And it's like, well, okay.
Just walk away and be like,
another time.
Yeah, another time. But on the other hand, Amanda expecting, I don't know what she expected from this group, from this interaction, from this social experiment that she seems to be doing. It's not happening. And
so let's jump ahead to that, because we paused it a little bit while we were watching, and I want to bring up the Bose of it all, because I do believe that, like, the fact that, like, Bose is so cool and collected about almost everything we've seen her go through on the show so far, but Amanda's the one that made her just lose her, like, what the hell are you talking about? The whole idea that, like, you know, like, you can't control how other people talk to you. Like, that's not something, again, I think this goes towards, I don't want to say a generational thing. I just think, though, there's that whole kind of kid's glove sort of way of people were raised or treated, that sort of thing. And that's definitely where Amanda's coming from, is just being more coddled. And Bose was definitely not coddled.
Feeling is not calling, but like being more
about the feeling
space,
right?
And like
right.
you should, you know, not be attacked for feelings. And yeah, I get that. But I think you also made a great point when we were talking earlier about intention.
Right. And so that's where it is. I think Amanda is 100% right that she's probably never gone to a party where she's been just come at like that. So what you're saying, absolutely ridiculous for her to go on Housewives and think that that's not going to happen. That's what the show does. But at the same time, I think it's ridiculous not ridiculous. I think it's a little, I don't know what the right word is for Bose to be like, you know, it's weird of you to expect. I just think that if I had to explain it, if I had to put words in Amanda's mouth, is that she's probably surrounds herself with people that aren't out to get her. And so she just has never really gone to a party where she's not surrounded with friends that are actually her friends who really want her to be well and to be her best self. And so it comes down to the intentions. And so it's like, it's one thing like getting a fight with someone. Like if you and I have a kerfuffle, like we're not out to like tear each other down. Our whole thing is like, we want to see what's making each other feel the way that we're feeling. It's the intention behind it that like, I'm bringing this up because I want to know what made you feel that way. And I want to know why you said what you said.
And I resolve it.
Right. And that's the intention behind it. Whereas what Dorit did there, she didn't have those intentions.
No.
And so there is a definite difference between the two. I think it's so weird because I absolutely agree with Bose, but disagree with her at the same time, that like, she's right. Like you can't go around just being like, I'm not going to participate in this conversation because you didn't talk to me the way that I deserve to be talked to.
Right.
But at the same time, if that's not, you don't want to put up with that shit, then don't put up with it. Then you just get up and walk away, or you don't participate. Like, what do you want her to do?
What should have happened is that they needed to have a one-on-one conversation because Dorit had feelings about what Amanda said about PK in that situation, and Amanda had feelings about how she was spoken to, and you know, thinking that we were cool, she and Dorit, and we're getting somewhere and maybe forming a friendship, and to have a friend come at her with not the intention of like, I want to resolve this. You know, I heard you were talking about me. My feelings are hurt. It was more so, I'm pissed. As Dorit, I'm pissed. I'm in Housewives mode, and I'm going to just nail you on this. Like, why would you be talking about PK and me?
Mm-hmm.
You know nothing about us. I just met you. You know, there was no intent for resolution at that moment.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe down the line at the reunion, if they both get that far. But at that moment, it was like, I'm going to let you have it. And so they're coming at it from different perspectives. So neither one of them is necessarily wrong, but it wasn't going to go anywhere. And it needed to be one-on-one conversation.
Right.
I think it could have gone in a better direction with possible resolution if the others hadn't jumped in. And then it hadn't been kicked down the lane to Kyle.
Right. Now, I will say, if I had to pick who was wrong in that entire thing, it would be Dorit. Dorit was wrong in all that.
Kyle or the Amanda?
The Amanda.
Yeah.
Well, and I think the Kyle. I'm going to be...
We'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there. But I think the whole Amanda thing, Dorit was wrong to have pressed it the way that she did. I do think it is. I do agree with Bose in the way that, like, boo-hoo, Amanda. Like, you didn't get talked to the way you talked to. Like, not everything in life goes your way.
Right.
But I guess what bugs me about Bose doing that and kind of taking that hard line is that like people talk to me poorly, so you should have to be talked to poorly. It's like, can't we all just hope that there's a better world out there where like maybe we don't talk that way?
Well, not for women in the entertainment field or the business field.
I know, but amongst themselves, especially in a situation where women support women, you know.
Oh, gosh. That's not this show either.
I get the realistic nature of what Bose is saying, but at the same time, it's realistically cynical, and I just think that's I still like to operate under the guise of, you know, we could all do better, you know.
Yes.
But again, I do agree that Amanda's being being a little too soft
and her has really high expectations. They're not going to be met.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then back to Dorit, like, even as it turns to Kyle, like, Dorit just starts she's acting like a child, and it becomes more and more evident as she's talking to Kyle. So
when she mimics her, when she does the whole, oh, I'm not going to say anything.
Right.
Can I say something now? It's so what a teenager would say to their parent when they got into an argument. Yes, in the past, and I still believe Kyle really should just exit out of this conversation and not even go there. But Dorit's reaction was so annoying.
Oh, yeah.
That it got me back to the Kyle side of things and I wish that Kyle could just say, we're on this reality show. Okay, you're making your case for your divorce, for PK sucks as a dad and a husband on this reality show. Not a great look, and could be used against you by PK and his smart lawyers. So I'm not trying to police you. I'm just saying we're on TV, okay? So when Rachel came that whole thing of, you know, people don't want to be judged and they should expect their friends to be there for them and let them vent. In real life, off camera, for sure, but not on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Well,
so
in two things, I think they let their real friends vent, which I think this is just a testament to the fact that they're not all real friends. So let's not forget that. Like, if we were all just real friends and we weren't on camera, I would be a little bit more sensitive to what you're doing. But one, you could tell Kyle's had enough of Dorit.
Yes.
Frankly, I think I'm right there with her.
I love that she really gave it back to her. Like, just shut the F up.
Yeah. I've also never been good, and you'll attest to this, because it does make me a bad husband at times. Like, I'm not good at just placating someone. I'm not good at, like, giving people what they want to hear because they're just in the mood to hear it, you know? So, like, that's where I'm also very much with Kyle of, like, I feel this way. Like, I get that you feel this way, but what's up with me? I can't feel this way. Like, I can't tell you I think you're making a mistake and have you hear that. Like, you just want to hear what you want to hear. But the minute I tell you I think it's a bad idea, suddenly I'm an asshole.
And the editors really did Kyle a solid by showing that scene of both she and Bose basically saying the same thing to Dorit, and Dorit getting pissed at Kyle, but totally nodding and accepting what Bose said.
But I do remember at the time, though, of that conversation that Kyle brought it up, and then Bose was really kind of like, I agree with Kyle, and just kind of rephrased it in a way. So it's definitely she hears it better from Bose, but I think Bose did have the benefit of saying, well, Kyle's not wrong, but think of it like this. And that's what kind of made it go down better, a little bit more, you know, spoonful of sugar on that.
But also this moment, you know, Bose is Dorit's real friend. They actually have a friendship, and I don't think the friendship is there anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Kyle.
No. And frankly,
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. And that's what I was going to say, kind of bringing up Amanda again, is that it's hard to believe. I mean, maybe it's hard to believe that Amanda is so evolved that she hasn't gone to a dinner party with someone she just doesn't like. Like, we've gone to different parties and there's always someone around that you're like, that guy's a tool.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't take an opportunity to be like, dig in and be like, you're a tool.
No, not in real life.
I mean, in real life, I would. I would do it all the time.
Say it to his face.
Not to his face, but I would definitely bring up, like, I don't think that's a good idea. Like, I think you're being pretty stupid if you do that. You know, like, I would definitely, you know, give him a little what for. So it just I'm happy to see Kyle doing it. I think it's ridiculous for Dorit to just expect her friends to have blind loyalty and blind, like, yeah, okay, what you're saying is absolutely right, especially when they don't feel it is. And even Dorit says that later, that, you know, just because Kyle has a different thing going on with Mo and how they're handling it. It's like, no, you don't know that they do or they don't. She's just not bringing it up on camera.
Right. She's not going to rake him over the coals, and she could, but she does it she does in a sense because the whole man whore comments and like, oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed because he's
a DJ,
or making out with some girl, gets caught on camera. So, but there's not the same vitriol between the two of them.
So I do understand Rachel's entire thing about like, we should be able to, we can't always be expected to take the high road. And I don't think that's what Kyle's saying. I don't think Kyle's saying, how dare you not take the high road, Dorit. I think she's just saying, I think it's horrible. I think it's a bad idea for you to keep taking the low road.
Like, to try this case in the media.
Right.
Yes.
And so like, definitely, I can see why Rachel is so sensitive to what was going on that day. And, in that position where she's in a divorce, like, why does she have to be the nice one about it? Why does she have to like not say the truth? She, spent however many years, you could tell, Rachel even said, like, I spent the last 8 years or however many years not saying the truth. So I get that, but
it's not about you, Rachel.
Well,
I mean, I'm glad that she, I think she's doing a really good job of getting involved. I didn't know what to expect from her coming into this, but she really is integrating well with the group and voicing things and, not being, oh, I'm Rachel Zoe, I don't do that. She's really giving it her all in that scene at dinner, and then also when she vents to Kathy when they're doing the IV thing later on. Put that on the list of Housewives things I don't need to see it again.
Seems it's all Kathy's doing is some IV treatment every time I go to her house.
How many fluids do you need, lady?
It makes me wonder, like, what happens if she doesn't get them? Does she just end up like shriveling up like an old balloon? So,
are fluids the new Botox?
I think they are.
Or filler?
I was looking up what that whole thing was, and it's cellular regeneration, and I'm like, okay, just who knows? It could do wonders. I wonder how much it costs.
She doesn't look at the price.
Maybe we should have a party where we get IVs. Because what I want when I have all my friends in the same room? I want my skin to be punctured by a needle. I think that's the most sanitary
that
thing
you don't even want to look at.
I know, right? So ridiculous.
No.
So yeah, I get the whole thing that Rachel's going through. I think what's good is that she's bringing it back to be about her, but like, we're learning about her feelings and thoughts on things without it being entirely about her. And I think that's a difficult thing for Housewives to do sometimes, to say, I see what Dorit's going through, and here's why I feel for her. And she makes it about her, but without like actually saying, I'm going through this. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think that was good.
I love that Dorit loved that someone was like sticking up for her. I felt that
that look,
like, amen. Yeah, the head nodding, and that's just so extra.
Yeah.
So I know it's been 7. She came on in season 7. It's been, and we're in season 15. It's been 8 years of this, but I am exhausted by her. She's too animated.
She's too animated.
She's too animated and too much. I'm exhausted.
So at work, sorry, that you said, I thought you were going to make an anal joke.
I almost did.
Okay. So at work, we have these 4 digits that are after for our payroll codes. And so for me to add someone to the system, I need to know their 4 digits. And it's always like a combination, like I'm like A36D or something like that. But lately I've been getting them from one location, and they're all ANL something. And I almost sent it back to one of the managers. I was like, I think one of them was like ANL3, so it looked just like anal with an E on the end. And I took everything in my power not to send back to this person who is an hourly employee. Just like, oh, that's a rough, because I put it on the check, so it's prints on every check, this 4-digit thing. So it would just be like Scott anal after every time. And
oh
like,
my gosh!
Oh, I would hate to see that every time. But
the setup.
But yeah, so I'm just a juvenile child, though. I really am. Just much like Dorit is just
childlike. And then the huge deflection with, not deflection, but just grasping it, whatever, with calling out Amanda and the cult.
Oh, yeah.
Talking about a traitor's reaction.
Yeah.
I had the biggest gasp of the night with that. I cannot believe she, like out of nowhere. Yes, the cult thing is important. I want to hear all about it in great detail because I think it makes her interesting.
Right.
But not the time, not the place.
But I also like that Amanda really had the reaction of, what the hell does that have to do with anything? She's like, when Tilly was like, I want to know about the cult. She's like, I will tell you about the cult.
I'll get to that later.
I'll get another time. Like, and again,
we're going to hike, I'll tell you.
And the little recap of the three ladies at the end with Sutton, and like they're talking about, I thought a cult was a bad thing to be in. It's like, did you miss the point where she's not in the cult?
Right.
I mean, she might be trying to sell a new cult or start one.
I think, Rachel said, though, it could be the idea of I persevered, I survived it, basically.
Right.
So, yes, I think it's not, she's not endorsing cults. She knows a lot about cults because she was in one and she got out of it.
Right.
So I think she's spinning it as, look what I did.
Right.
I'm so strong. I'm this boss bitch, rich bitch, and I got out of this cult.
Right. And I started another one.
Yeah. Not I'm Jim Jones' senior.
Right. It's so weird.
They're actually Jim Jones Jr.
I did like that Erica tried to defend Kyle and tried to come in and diffuse the situation.
And then little breadcrumbs.
I know, right? So good.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, it was true. It's like Erica was coming in like, okay, guys, you guys are being a little too much now. Like, don't say things.
It was two times when Dorit really came at Kyle, and then when Dorit brought the cult thing. Mm-hmm. She was just like, why are you doing this, Dorit? Mm-hmm. And Dorit fired back at her. I'm like, oh, we're going to get to it.
Yeah. Again, like, it's the same thing with, and I don't expect this of you, although we can have this conversation now or later if you want to. Like on other Housewives, usually Jersey would do it where like, I expect my husband just to, support me no matter what.
Yeah.
I think that sort of mentality is ridiculous. And so I think especially, I think it's ridiculous and, with married people, we can disagree. We're not the same person. Now, there are instances where like to certain people, like if I was beefing with someone, I would want you just to like agree with me and I would do it for you. But then later on, I would tell you, I think you're totally wrong, but I'm just not going to give them the satisfaction.
Yeah.
When it comes down to a friend group, I think it's absolutely ridiculous for Dorit to just be like expecting blind loyalty and expect everyone just to shut up and let her vent and talk and say how horrible PK is. What I really want from Kyle is just for Kyle to turn around and be like, I don't think PK is that horrible. That's what's really going on here. You keep saying all this shit, and I don't think it's true at all because I saw him. I was with you guys, and you two were just. I don't think She cannot. Kyle cannot think that PK is as bad.
Is the worst of the worst.
Yes. And that's what I want to hear her say because it's evident that's how she feels. She keeps defending him. It's oozing out of her every chance she gets to like try and tell Dorit, well, maybe you're mischaracterizing this.
Or maybe you're part of the problem.
Yeah.
Because you're characterizing it as PK is the worst of the worst and he's doing all these horrible things to you and you can't own any part of the marriage breakdown. He didn't do this by himself.
It does take two to tango.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah.
And until you mentioned that just now, I don't think I've heard.
No one's ever considered it. It's more just like he's an alcoholic. He's never there for the kids. He just, shut me out and left me high and dry. And woe is me. And I'm trying to survive this. And that man's evil. And why can't everyone see my side? And I just don't think it's all PK.
No,
it's not 100% PK is in the wrong, It's
easy to believe what she's saying, though, because everything we've seen on the show was always he was in England. He wasn't around. Like when the robbery happened, he wasn't there. So
been through so much. And also she's the housewife here. He's just the husband.
Right.
So the show is built on supporting her and telling her point of view and not his.
Yeah. And the truth has to be somewhere in between.
Yes.
And yeah, I mean, it's again, Kyle would not be like, it's oozing out of Kyle every chance she gets to be like, I don't know that this is really what's going on. And I just want to hear her say it.
Yeah.
Now I feel kind of like awful for like not believing Dorit, but at the same time,
not believing her. I'm saying it can't be 100% like one person's in the wrong, and that just popped in my head.
Yeah, no, I know.
Because I had never considered it but
because we don't hear anything about it. It'd be one thing.
Yeah.
It's not like Kyle's running around saying, oh, Mo's a philanderer, Mo's this, Mo's that. She's been saying, like, we grew apart, like, our priorities changed, like, or in her case, I started dating a woman, whatever the truth
Allegedly.
may happen to be, they're not totally blaming it on one party or the other. And that is, now that you've pointed out, what Dorit is doing, is it's all PK. It's 100% PK.
Kyle is so saddened by the breakup of this marriage. We saw all of it last
her
episode.
Marriage or Dorit's?
Her marriage. Her marriage.
Yeah.
Whereas Dorit is mainly anger,
Mm-hmm.
and Kyle is sorrow.
I wonder, I can't remember what the stages of grief are, so I just wonder if Kyle's further along or if Dorit's further along.
Maybe. I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Gotta look that up. I swear, I gotta make a t-shirt that says gotta look that up. Oh, I bought I bought a shirt off TikTok today.
Oh.
The shirt itself was $1.99, so I'm sure it's high quality. It cost $6 to ship it. So still less than $10 for this thing. And hopefully it's the right size. But it's a black t-shirt with a picture of a white t-shirt on it. I really just like it. So I bought it for less than $10.
That's funny.
So yeah, look out for that in the mail.
Okay.
So yeah. What else happened?
The
wedding. They went and looked at that horrible wedding venue.
I guess that is the venue. I'm trying to imagine the pictures. I'd have to go back and look at Kyle's Instagram.
Yeah.
Or Alexia's. I think I might follow her somewhere.
I was telling Jeff, if we weren't married already, that scene would have just incited me even more, because I would have just been yelling, I never want to be married in a place like that.
I wouldn't either. It's too much nature. It's
not my kind of nature is the problem.
Yeah, and it seems so too rustic.
I don't want barnyard animals at my wedding.
I don't want a barnyard chic wedding. There's so many people do that, either a vineyard or some old abandoned barn that they repurposed. And that's great for you. That was never going to be us.
Yeah. My main thing, like, our friends got married in the Redwoods. That was beautiful. I could do that. Redwoods, I'm fine with, because it's kind of dark and woodsy and, it's moody.
Moody. But it doesn't like fit our couple personality.
No, I agree with that.
Yeah.
But my main thing is, like, where they were looking just looked like a bunch of weeds. It was the part, I think what it is, like, the thing I love about California is the greenery and the green parts of California. And that's what frustrates me about where we live, is that in the summer, it just gets so instantly brown and, like, just everything looks shriveled up and dead so soon. And that's what that looked like to me, was just underbrush. And
well, as the woman said, you wouldn't know that you're in California. And Kyle and Jen had a look of, yeah, that's not the best thing.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a big California wedding.
But, not my wedding.
No. It looked very pretty, the end result. So
yes,
we haven't seen it dressed up and all the things.
But all those goofy, like, quirky animal sculptures, and I was like,
and the animals, period. Why is there any alpaca?
Yeah, with a mohawk. I mean, it just seemed like alpaca cruelty. I just not into it.
And then Mauricio talking about the cost of it, and Kyle just basically saying, "Shut up."
Yeah,
just write the check. Write the check.
I thought. I mean, I know what he was getting.
He sold
at.
Houses that are more than this wedding is going to be.
Well, Kyle was like, "Let's just keep it down to 6 figures." Was making her seem like, what if it's more? But
that's the cost of Bose's daughter's car.
Oh my God, yes.
That I just, why does a teenager need a Maserati?
I remember when I turned 16, my grandfather had passed away not long before. And so I was going to be the first of my brothers. Like, my mom would have bought me a new car. But one of my brothers in particular had a shit fit. I never got a new car. How come Scott gets a new car? Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, sorry. And so I had to get a used car. Poor me. But, like, I wanted like a Chevy Blazer, like it would have been like a $30,000 Chevy Blazer. I would have loved it. It was beautiful.
Side note, some kid at our high school graduation, we walked out and there's a brand new Chevy Blazer with a bow on it for him. So gross.
That's gross. Like, I don't need a bow. And in front of everybody.
At high school graduation.
Yeah.
Like, what are you trying to, like, show, parents?
That's a bit
so
much.
Tacky.
But was it like the really, really bright blue one?
It was, I think, I'm trying to imagine. All I can see is the big red bow. I think it might have been black.
Okay.
But I distinctly remember it was a Chevy Blazer.
Anyway, I remember my mom saying, like, no kid should have a brand new car, like, da-da-da, like, think about you if you wreck it, all that stuff. Like, there you go, just 30,000 out the door. And I was like, but I'm not going to wreck it. And, because I'm the youngest, I could have had it. But then, no, I got a 1987 Acura, which was used as hell, which I did love that car. And I didn't need a new car. But I certainly can agree no one needs 110.
I can't even imagine being comfortable driving a car worth that much.
But if you grew up around that sort of luxury and that's what you
No, it's not about the luxury. It's about I'm driving something that I could total and it's $110,000 out the window.
True.
It's just so that to put that on a kid. I'm not saying she's bad for doing it. I'm just saying I can't imagine.
Yeah, no. I mean, I'm really all of this comes from jealousy. Like if I
I'm not
had a $100,000 car,
shocked.
I would have been like, yeah, bring it. But
I didn't even know what a Maserati was when I was 16, 17.
Did it take a few songs for you to hear about a Maserati? Is there a song that talks about a Maserati?
A Britney song, but that was like way into like 2012.
Okay.
Or 20. Yeah. You want a Maserati? You better work, bitch. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. I don't want a Maserati. And it just seemed like any ordinary SUV. It just had the Maserati.
It looked a little like, honestly, I didn't like the styling of it.
No.
It had a weird color too, if I recall. But I mean, good on her. It was like a weird greenish gray almost. I didn't like it.
I mean, also I'd say the same thing about, Portia, Kyle's daughter getting a Porsche.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's cute, the whole name thing, but I can't imagine as a teenager, like, here's my Porsche. Like, that's so Beverly Hills.
Exactly. That's the other thing.
Do you remember the cartoon? This is so random, and we'll move on. Beverly Hills Teens.
It does sound familiar.
It was in the 80s. I think it maybe ran for a couple of seasons. And it was like these, just as the title says, that they're
Beverly Hills Teens.
Beverly Hills, yeah.
I think it sounds familiar. And
One was named Lark.
I mean, why wouldn't your name be Lark Voorhees?
That's probably where they got the name from.
Saved by the Bell, yeah.
Yes.
I was thinking Lark Overall, but I was like, no, that's Park
Overall.
From Empty Nest. Yeah. The receptionist, right?
Yes.
Or was she one of the daughters?
No, she wasn't a nurse. I think she was just
a receptionist. Yeah. Okay. She worked at the office.
Right.
Okay.
With Harry. I loved Empty Nest. That was such a 9:30 show.
And it was a Golden Girls spinoff.
It was.
Yeah.
It was the only one who stuck.
Yeah. David Leisure.
The
Joe Isuzu to many people.
Dinah Manoff. And Christy McNichol.
Oh, okay. So you can remember the rest of them.
Of course.
God.
I watched. And then when Christy McNichol left, because she was having mental health issues, then they replaced her with another daughter that they're like, oh, yeah, that's the other daughter.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
The one we've never mentioned until now.
Right. I'd go for some Empty Nest. You don't see that on reruns. Why isn't that on?
Rewind?
Yes.
Or, I don't know. Because Golden Girls has the prime spot.
Well, you'll see Golden Girls like on the Hallmark channel.
That's true.
So, anywho.
Bose's daughter's car.
Bose, so heartbreaking.
Oh, yes, that was.
That her only chance, they didn't turn out. That's just really just.
Hearing her, seeing that happen, and then her in the other room, Mike, you could hear her crying, and that was really sad. And, I mean, thinking about the fact that, she'd already kind of everything was riding on that, and then hearing
eggs.
that it didn't work, that was just, and hearing her say, I'd already started thinking of them as two babies. And so it's kind of like the idea of losing a kid all over again. It's like, oh, that's a lot. So, but I mean,
and then wondering, do I put myself through that again?
Right. But we've been wondering if she, we hadn't heard anything or seen anything about her in the press, so it maybe suggests that she doesn't go through that again. But
yeah, we don't know because we didn't also watch her episode of Watch What Happens Live, so we don't know where she is in the journey, if she's still continuing on, and all we know is that she and Keely got engaged on the show. So,
well, I mean, clearly that's not a deal breaker for him if that is in fact what's happening. So,
yeah, I would hope not. For sure.
Mo, you ruined the flow of our show. How dare you, Kat?
Mo and the flow.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
His name's Momo, by the way, not Mo, short for Mauricio. We didn't name him after...
What isn't his full name?
Well, so we inherited him. We got him as a rescue of sorts. And his name is Momo. But, we have to every time you get a cat, you got to give him a long name so you can yell at him when he's mad. So I call him Mauricio Mortimer Kitty Cat III when he's being a bad cat. So, yes.
That's so cute.
But I go for Mortimer with him. He looks like more of a Mortimer to me.
Yeah, he's not a Mauricio.
Yeah.
But I just think it was Mo.
Yeah, he's Mauricio when he calls things beans. So, he's like,
the bean.
Hey, bean.
Food bean.
So then the show ends up wrapping up with the two different parties, the two different groups. So Sutton, Rachel, and Dorit at lunch.
Which I was wondering, how did Sutton get there? I was available for lunch because Bose couldn't make it.
The same way Meghan Markle got into the conversation. Thanks, Jennifer Tilly.
That was so random. Like, why am I in this? Yeah. So Sutton, who is the new bone collector, bringing bones to various people. And when Dorit said she was totally mute. Well, when Dorit was confronting Amanda, the bone collector just brings the bones.
Right.
They don't help you out. They're just like, here's some bones. Right. And they sit back.
You do with it what you will.
Right.
Yeah.
Alex Sutton, you're very good. This is me flicking her weave. You're very good at defending yourself. You didn't need me.
Right. Which I was surprised that Dorit was so like, oh yeah, I didn't need, but like, why did you even bring it up then? Like,
she has bigger fish to fry.
Yeah.
It's Kyle and Amanda. She can't like detour with Sutton.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And then it was just Amanda and Kyle kind of recapping everything.
Right. And Kyle also saying, so you're going to have to tell me about this cult.
We're going to hear about the cult, I'm sure.
I need a whole segment about the cult.
Yeah.
Basically just talking about each other and Dorit being, they're going further into, we already talked about the cult stuff. And also Dorit's just so fed up with Kyle and she's not going to be fake friends anymore with Kyle and, Well,
I'm here for it. I really am.
Just to make, you had a good go, maybe an episode or two, but you never really resolved what was wrong. And so here you are, maybe, and now as we are, you're not speaking. So hopefully that gets resolved at the reunion, but just whatever.
But if it doesn't, they spent all of last season trying to save this friendship, and that clearly isn't working. Will I say that Kyle has done her best to do her part to save it? No. But I think she's, probably bit her tongue a lot more than she really, really intended to.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it turns out. But I think that, if we're going to take the approach, the only way, out is through, I think they need to collapse. Everything needs to burn down, the two of them. They need to start being honest with each other so they can start being real. The real world, Beverly Hills.
You need to have a breakdown before you have a breakthrough.
Yes.
So I think once it's...
You need a cliche before you can not have a cliche.
It's always darkest before the dawn.
Yes, there's a light at the end of the tunnel.
Like sands to the hour. No.
Okay, no, that's a whole different thing. Yeah.
Did we cover everybody? Erica, again, not much except a new confessional look, which I don't like the eye makeup.
No, it wasn't good. We got Natalie being at the table during this with Kathy doing the old Erica bit of just watching. That was kind of fun.
And before Summer friend.
I like that Summer did poke in there a little bit to say to Amanda, well, you get that what she's saying, and kind of I think Summer was the only one who could have spoken up there without getting their head bitten off, because she's like, I'm just visiting today. So, but no.
Sure, they wouldn't have, Bose also would have protected her.
Do you want to talk at all about Rachel Zoe's hair extensions?
It's just too much. It's too much hair. It's overpowering. She needs to take it down by a few inches. In her confessional with the big white feathered coat, it's a better length. It looks like doll hair. I don't care for it. She looks great beyond that. It's just it's overpowering her. The hair is wearing her.
I think it's dramatic. Could you not eat things?
Stop.
Well, we better get going because we have a cat that apparently needs some attention and some playtime, I guess.
Well, did we talk about it?
We talked about everything. I think we did.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are we getting into we can get that next time.
Well, the Rhode Island stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that. Well, but Potomac's going to be a quick one on Sunday. So
there's no Potomac.
Damn it. So if you want to talk about the Rhode Island trailer.
Real quick. Yeah, so we'd seen a version of this trailer of Real Housewives of Rhode Island at BravoCon. They did a little editing, a little cutting. There's no Dolores in it. actually.
okay.
Yeah.
Maybe they're going to save that as a surprise for people who are watching the show.
Or everyone knows because like she's been announced as a friend of. I don't think we saw her at all. I know it's crazy because Liz, her friend, looks exactly like her.
Right.
Liz, the cannabis queen of Rhode Island, by the way. But yes.
Happy Liz.
Yes. So, but I think I'm curious to see where it goes.
Mm-hmm.
It's, I think, I know I was worried about not being able to tell them apart.
That's an understatement. At BravoCon, when we were done, he was like, they all look exactly the same. I can't tell them apart.
They do. It'll help having their pictures up here on the board.
Right. That'll be.
But I think I'll be able to do it. Like two definitely stand out.
You're like, I'm going to give it the old college try. I'm going to tell these white women apart.
Someone on Reddit was saying someone's got to go blonde because they all have dark brown hair, and there's no. That's the damn it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the reverse of OC.
That's what they're trying to opposite coast it. I just always think back to the first season of Salt Lake when we were like, which one's Meredith and which one's Lisa?
It's so funny. And everyone said that too on Reddit of I used to confuse them and now it seems absurd.
Right.
You know, because they're clearly different people and faces have changed.
But I think we'll have the same thing with Rhode Island.
Yeah, eventually be like, oh, that's Joellen.
Now, I did not watch the trailer today.
Yeah.
I couldn't housewife this afternoon. I was just at my fill. But the one thing I remember is I do believe they're really giving another aspirational wealth sort of
very
show.
Much so.
I think that this is going to be on the level, not the same level of glamour and whatnot as Beverly Hills, but I think it's going to show a lot of ridiculous, expensive, kind of not old school, but older school money versus, and even though it's in the same ilk as New Jersey, where they had the big gaudy houses, I think that this will be a little bit more traditional mansion. It won't be as in your face. It'll be more understated money.
Maybe. I think it's more so, I don't want to say classy, but more refined. I don't know. I couldn't tell. They were trying to like show one thing, but I don't know if they're all going to live in that house that like with the big pool in the backyard that we saw.
Mm-hmm.
I think there'll be different levels of
wealth.
Like I know, like, and reading the descriptions, like one, she and her husband have a struggling cafe business. So, but
what I think is, I don't think it's going to be as as glamorous and like over the top as Beverly Hills. I don't think it's going to be as in your face as Dubai.
No.
We're like, look at us, everything's wealthy. I think it's going to be like, we like their nice things. We expect it nice, but it's, we try to remain classy with it. I think classy is what I got off of it. I think that's a good way to put it.
I think it'll just give me an education about Rhode Island because I don't know anything about it. So I'll be very curious. Again, curious to see what the state's all about and the mentality. And
it's going to be, for me, remember how the first season of Salt Lake, it was just all about Mormon, Utah. It still kind of is Utah. I think we're going to get so many. Did you know that Rhode Island is a small state? We're going to get that over and over and over and over again.
Like in this town, but it's Rhode Island.
Right, exactly. Yeah. It's going to be like the first episode of America's Next Top Model series.
Or kind of like Potomac, where they were so, in Potomac, we do it this way, and, we're like the best kept secret. No one knows. I didn't know about Potomac before Potomac came about,
no idea. Well, it's because they already had the Real Housewives of Washington, D.C., so they couldn't just pick that one.
Right. So,
but anyway.
But yeah, it looked good. So it'll be April 2nd. It'll be a Thursday. So they'll pair it up with Beverly Hills as it's wrapping up.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And yeah.
Do you think you're going to have a favorite from the trailer? Do you think there's one that stands out to you?
Just because I like her name. I like hyphen name of Joellen. So she stood out to me. And Rula, she's Lebanese.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, one of them was on The Bachelor.
Oh.
So, yes.
Was it with Colton?
No, she wasn't stalked.
Oh, Jeff. I wanted to say allegedly just because it's fun, but no, it's
he admitted it.
Yeah,
I am not
nothing to allege.
Nope.
So, Yeah, April 2nd is gonna be right around the corner. Like here we are at the start of February,
crazy.
but we're gonna be there before we know it.
Crazy.
And yeah.
So yeah, again, no Potomac this week because of the Super Bowl.
I will continue to think all weekend long that there's Potomac. After our Super Bowl party leaves our house, I'll be like, now we gotta go upstairs and film, right? And you're like, no, Scott, there's no episode tonight.
We actually don't.
So what if we just come up and talk about the Super Bowl? That's what people tune into us for, right? Right?
Give our hot takes.
Yeah.
Seahawks versus Patriots.
I'll be like, the guy who had the ball. It was great.
And that interception, there's always an interception. Interceptions are just so anxious when they throw the ball long like that. I'm like, someone's going to catch it from the opposite team. I guess that's the point of the game.
I've never really thought that football players were all that hot. Like, you always hear people like, ooh, the tight pants and like, oh, all those, I've never been that.
But they're all wearing tight pants. You can't really.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So I've just never been like, ooh, sports, baseball players I can see a little bit more like, okay.
You see more of their body.
Yeah, a little bit more of that. But no, I found myself this last, during the playoffs, like, okay, the pants are kind of tight. I kind of like this.
Well, also, these are thick guys. And that's
yeah. But that's also the other thing, that they wear the pads and everything. But I think also, I'd say like 10 years ago versus today, the tight pants are thinner, I feel like, because they used to have a whole bunch of padding in them. And now they've gotten like, the padding has gotten better and smaller to like make them faster and everything. So yeah, I think it's easier to see what's going on.
What's going on?
So yeah, I mean, say I'm down for some tight pant football. That's good.
I will say my one disappointment is that I ordered a cake for the party, from where, from who, and it's not going to get here on time. Unless there's a miracle, UPS, it's not going to get here in time. So, we're going to get it afterwards. And we cannot eat the entire thing again. So you're going to have to take it to work.
You can take it to work.
They don't deserve that cake.
God. All right. Well, are we done talking today?
No, are we?
Should we talk about it next time?
Until next time.